more and more information coming out every single day.
Now, imagine getting your news like that. No bull, no spin, just give it to me straight.
I think it's actually one of the benefits of the fact that there's going to be a delay. We don't know when the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, is going to send the article over to the Senate. That's when things start, when she sends it over.
We leave it there for the moment.
Clearly, Mitch has made it very clear that they're not going to do anything until after the inauguration. So this period of time gives the House managers time to assemble their case, possibly a stronger case. As time passes, more information is coming out. So I think this could play to their advantage in the delay that's built into the proceedings right now.
Break here on the show. There's lots more news coming up on the other side.
Diana, you've seen briefings already kind of change the tenor of the conversation, and I think you're going to see more of that information.
And actually manage this epidemic in a safe way.
John,
when they
Evan,
speak,
thank you all.
Democrats
As investigations into the insurrection unfolds, we're learning that members of law enforcement and former military are being charged. We discuss now sitting Prime Justice correspondent Ashma Lopez and former FBI Special Agent Mike German. Good to see both of you. Let's see.
Let's
talk about what we're learning
you feel great that you played for India, and I want to medal for India.
Officers from Virginia
CNN News 18, your number one news destination.
Yeah, Don, from the outset, I should say, is that this is something that's very concerning to investigators. That there have been they're finding a lot of police officers, law enforcement officials who are inside the Capitol, and this has caused widespread investigations all across the country at police departments to see if any of their officers were inside the Capitol. So these two officers, one by the name of Jacob Fracker and Thomas Robertson, were arrested over the weekend by the FBI, and they are part of the Rocky Mount Police in Virginia. The people in the town recognize them because one of them posted a photo on Facebook showing that they were there, saying how proud they were of what they did. There you see the photo now. And so people in the town saw this photo and they notified the FBI, and that is how the FBI found them.
And what are you hearing, Shimon, about this former Air Force Reserve officer carrying flexible handcuffs
that we made that have to be kept.
Right. People
and I will
refer to
leave no
them
stone unturned to live up to those promises.
Yeah, zip ties, flex cuffs.
CNN
so he
News
actually,
18,
this guy,
your number
FBI
one
found
news
him. One of the ways
destination.
the FBI found him was through his ex-wife. His ex-wife actually called the FBI. He's there in that photo. He's wearing the helmet. And what's very concerning about him, his name is Larry Rendell Brock. He's 53. He was arrested in Texas. Very concerning because he's wearing tactical gear. He's also an Army veteran. From people in the town say that he's highly respected. To see him take this path certainly has been troubling. But again, there are law enforcement officials who were inside the Capitol, and there are also a lot of military. Certainly a lot of people dressed like they were part of the military, retired. And this is all, of course, very concerning for investigators as they try to dig in to who is inside the Capitol.
Mike Houston's police chief says that one of his officers, an 18-year department veteran, is on administrative leave, could face federal charges after allegedly participating in the riot.
And that's what's missing in
You're not
this document.
surprised that we're learning law enforcement and former military were part of the
When I
mob
was
at the
trying to do
Capitol.
my
Why is
transition
that?
back to films, and it was like, you stay in television, you don't come, this is our territory, and we won't let you succeed.
Attempts that have been made to suppress the investigation.
Previous federalist cases handled by the CBI.
I want to know what happened with Sushant. That's it.
CNN News 18, your number one news destination.
Active white supremacists and
the biggest names in the business.
It's important to look at this not just in the context of India-Chinese relations, but as part of the pattern of Chinese behavior on its periphery.
Oftentimes, far-right extremists
the type of responses that we're seeing are the antibodies which bind to the virus and neutralize it so it can't infect cells.
We don't take any action to prevent the violence or to arrest them.
There has been an immune response generated.
As is in this event, travel interstate in order to accomplish this violence.
Donald
and
Trump
yet
has become
we don't
the
see
first
the FBI following up afterwards to address it. So many of the people who were at this event at the Capitol, I will
in favor of the
be very surprised if we don't find that they have been
Trump's own party
seen
men
committing violence
voting
at
against the
previous
U.S. president. Trump has
far-right
been held accountable
rallies
for
where
inciting
violence
the U.S.
occurred.
Capitol violence.
So,
which
Mike,
shook the
if the
country last
government
week.
discovered
He
that
will next
ISIS
face
had
trial in the
infiltrated
Senate,
U.S. law
though
enforcement
it is
agencies,
unlikely to
there
begin
would be
any
a
time before the
massive
inauguration
effort to
ceremony
identify them.
of
So,
President-elect
how do
Joe
officers
Biden
with
on
ties
January
to
20th.
far-right extremist groups, how do they basically just fly under the radar? Because you just said
both
you'd be
outside
surprised
and
if you
inside
didn't
the
see them
Capitol,
committing
all to protect
similar acts at
lawmakers
other
on a historic
rallies.
day. The second impeachment of
Because
President
the federal
Donald Trump.
government hasn't made it a national priority to address the problem. Now, it's fascinating because when I was an FBI agent, and since then, the FBI routinely warns its own agents
Exactly 1 week after the deadly siege on the Capitol, a bipartisan majority in the House impeached President Trump on one count, inciting an insurrection.
We are debating
They
this
do that to make
measure
sure that the agents
at an
know how to
actual crime
protect their
scene.
cases by
And we wouldn't be here
altering their tactics.
if it weren't for the President of the
The
United
problem is
States.
the FBI recognizes the threat it poses to the integrity of investigations, but doesn't do anything to address the threat they pose to the communities that they serve. And that's what's got to change. And for the state and local law enforcement agencies, they have to acknowledge the problem, and that's why it was great to see a statement from the Houston Police Chief, Acevedo, because they have to acknowledge it. Acknowledging that there's a problem is the first step towards
Unlike
actually
President Trump's
addressing
first
it.
impeachment
And
in
I think that's a
2019,
good first
this
step.
time a handful of Republicans
Shimon,
voted
thank you.
with Democrats
Mike,
to
I have to
impeach.
mention your book. You're also the author of Disrupt,
I will
Discredit,
vote
and
yes on these
Divide,
articles
and
of
pick it up. It's a good read.
Yet
Thank you,
most House
gentlemen.
Republicans
I appreciate
argue
it.
that impeachment will
There are more
ultimately
National
do
Guard
more
troops in
harm than
Washington
good.
right now than active duty troops in Iran, Afghanistan, and Syria combined.
Although the House
What
has
does that
the
tell you
power
about
to
the
impeach,
danger in this
it's the
country
Senate that
with
holds a
Inauguration
trial
Day
and can
just a week
ultimately
away?
remove Trump from the presidency and potentially bar him from ever sinking office again. In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero.
New Aveeno Restorative Skin Therapy.
10 Republicans, that
a
is
unique
Mr. Trump's
formula
own
with a
party
rich
men,
complex
decided to
of
stand
aloe,
democracy
vitamin
and voted in
B5, and our highest
favor of Trump's
concentration of
impeachment.
prebiotic oat.
Hear what they had to say.
It intensely moisturizes over time to improve
Last
skin's
week there was a
resilience.
domestic threat
And
at
nothing
the door of
feels
the
better
Capitol,
than that.
and he did nothing
Aveeno,
to stop
healthy.
it.
It's our nature.
That is why
Try
we
the
take heavy
dermatologist-tested body
heart
wash
and clear
and balm
resolve.
too.
I will vote yes on these articles of impeachment.
OMG. This Premier Protein Cafe Latte
The
is
gentleman from
beyond.
Ohio reserves. Fear tells us what we want to hear. It incites anger and violence
Rich,
and fire.
creamy with that caffeine
But it also
kick.
hunts us into silence and inaction. My vote to
Thanks,
impeach
Premier.
our sitting president is not a fear-based decision. I am not choosing a side.
With
I'm choosing
30 grams
truth.
of protein,
It's the
160
only way to
calories,
defeat
and
fear.
just 1 gram
The
of
question
sugar.
is, did the
Premier
president
Protein is
incite
too good to be good.
a riot against an Article 1 against the Congress? Yes, he did. And so should he be held responsible? And I said in my statement, if this is not risen to the level of impeachment, I don't know what is.
I was in the House chamber when it was being attacked a week ago today. That was a moment that called for leadership. I was hoping to see the president rapidly try to de-escalate, try to denounce, try to stop the violence from occurring, and he abandoned his post. To me, that was disqualifying.
This is from Liz Cheney, the number 3 ranking Republican in the House of Representatives. She just released a statement saying that she will vote to impeach President Trump. She said, the President of the United States summoned this mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack. Everything that followed was his doing.
Just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding. A vote to impeach will further
Too many tickets or accidents are keeping you from getting the coverage you need? Stop ducking the reasons for not having car insurance and visit DuckDuckAuto.com. DuckDuckAuto.com offers coverage options for as little as $20 down and low monthly payments. You can drive legal for less at DuckDuckAuto.com.
What's being debated is whether with 167 hours left until he leaves office, is he a clear and present danger? And he clearly
feel like you
isn't.
live a lot of your life
In 7
online?
days, there will be a peaceful transfer of power, just like there has been every other time in our country.
Banking, browsing, and
Democrats are
sharing
going to
mean
impeach
exposing your
President
personal
Trump
information.
again.
In fact, 64% of
This doesn't
adults
unite the country.
admit to risking
There's
online
no way this
privacy
helps
for
the nation
convenience.
deal with the
Is
tragic
it
and
any
terrible
wonder
events
that 26% of people
last
had
week that we
malware
all
on one of
condemned?
their devices? Or that there's a victim of identity theft?
Let me go straight across to Maha Siddiqui, who is joining us live on the story. Maha, U.S. President Donald Trump has become the only president in U.S. history to be impeached twice, yet he'll get to continue his term till January 20th, till a new president is sworn in.
Yes, it's a strange sort of a situation, but that's how it is because the Senate is in recess and they will not sit till the 19th of January. That is just one day before Donald Trump's term ends. Moreover, what we are hearing, and this is tentative for the time being, is that this matter of a Senate trial after the impeachment could only be taken on the 20th of January at around 1 p.m., which will be 1 hour after Joe Biden is already sworn in as the 46th president of the United States of America. So it is a strange situation because the Senate basically what it does is convicts the person, the president here in question, Donald Trump, and would remove him from office. But that really could not be a phrase that will be used on the 20th because he's already out of office. But what it will do, Shreya, is that if he is convicted by the Senate, and that's what the Democrats really want, and maybe some Republicans as well, because they are hugely embarrassed by Donald Trump, and they also feel that the clout he enjoys within the Republican Party, as well as with some of his supporters, a huge supporter base that he continues to have, can only be diminished if he is convicted by the Senate, which would virtually mean that he cannot contest for the presidential elections in 2024. But that does not shut the doors for any member of his family to contest the elections. And that is why we have already seen murmurs now that his legal or perhaps an political heir could be Ivanka Trump, his daughter, who has been in a political position. She has been advising her father for the last 4 years in the official capacity of an advisor. There are others in the family too who have political aspirations. His son Donald Trump Jr. as well as his son-in-law Jared Kushner, who's also been politically quite active. So there are still people in the Trump family who could contest, if not
for the threat of IEDs.
Call this going with a bang. Thank you very much,
cocktails at the inauguration. Joining me now, William Cohen, a former defense secretary and former United States senator from Maine. Secretary, thank you. I was like, am I just what I just read to you in the